Dr. Kenyon, we've been speaking about the gut, skin, brain axis, and for now we want to focus a bit on the gut, and the gut health. And like you mentioned, there are two parts to gut health.
Absolutely.
It's the organ itself, the lining of the gut and the villi of the gut, but also what is in the gut, the microorganisms, our microbiome.
Absolutely.
So how can we assist our guts in healing the villi? And why are most of our willies actually not functioning as they should?
So if we talk gut health, our patients would immediately think probiotic bacteria, which is not wrong. It is absolutely right. But as previously we've spoken about stress and all these traumas in our lives, first we need to heal our small intestinal lining, because that is caused by stress or inflammation. And if we then come with our probiotics on live bacteria, they will just leak out if the small intestinal lining has been torn, and then we're actually wasting our money.
And the same will be for other supplements.
Absolutely.
If you are not feeling well, so you're taking all the Bs, you're taking a multivitamin, you're doing the omega-3, but the gut is not yet repaired, we're not going to absorb those
and
products.
What stress is causing is the finger-like structures in the small intestines. The moment we are stressed or experiencing trauma or like hormonal fluctuations as well, those finger-like structures filling back, they become short. Now our gut cells is sitting around these little finger structures. So the shorter they are, the less absorption area we have for our nutrients, like our vitamin Ds, like our healthy foods, all of that. So we want to push them to be as long as possible. But how can you do that when you have a stressful lifestyle, when you cannot change your environment? And that is what I've done with the nuclear collagen powder. It's nothing to do with the collagen, it's the nucleotides. The nucleotides are helping the gut cells to replicate. The longer the villi will be. We do have clinical data that shows after 2 weeks of using the product, the villi becomes 25 times its length.
Incredible.
That means 25 times more of your supplements will be absorbed. 25 times more of your steak or the protein, amino acids will be absorbed. And the gut lining is being kept intact. Now, then we can come with our probiotics. And that is where we then have to balance the gut flora. First, heal the organ, make the organ as strong as possible, because it takes hammering from the inflammation. And then we can then look at the bacteria.
Absolutely. And just to remind everyone what a nucleotide is, that will be the building blocks of our DNA. So how can a cell, especially the villi, become longer, or how can a cell divide and become more? Through messenger RNA, DNA. The DNA tells this cell to make more of this previous cell and multiply. But we want these cells to be healthy. We want to multiply healthy cells.
Absolutely.
And not tired, non-functioning, not enough nucleotides, the healthy ones. So with nucleotides in your product, the ratios of the different nucleotides are well balanced. So enough of the one side to match the other side to make the DNA helix.
Absolutely. And actually, other than if we look at nucleotides and we want to know what nucleotides is in food that is very rich in nucleotides or animal intestines, and modern human beings, we don't eat enough of that.
Not enough or any.
Then there's absolutely, and even if we do eat 2 kilograms of liver every day, we won't have enough, or the ratio between the purines and the pyrimidines are not a optimum ratio. The only substance on Mother Earth that does come with that ratio is mother's milk.
That's why my Mila is so happy.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, we cannot commercialize mother's milk, but we are producing our nucleotide blend from brewer yeast cell. We cultivate the cells to get to the maximum replication rate. So the cell is not waiting to close the DNA string, and then we only harvest the purines and the pyrimidines. And every single batch gets compared to the ratio of mother's milk every time. Because we have to make sure that's the ideal
standard
ratio. That's the standard.
And we want the effects
Absolutely.
of a proper product.
Absolutely. Yes.
So now we've healed the gut. We've been on the New Collagen for 2 weeks. The gut lining is better. The villi is better. Now we are going to introduce our probiotic.
Yeah.
And your product has 4 different strains of probiotics.
Yeah.
And it's important when it comes to probiotics to not just throw in all of them, not have the probiotic with the most strains. We don't want bacterial overgrowth. We want to target certain endpoints. So if an organ in the body has a microbiome, including the spinal cord, and that's why many spinal diseases are actually a lifestyle disease and not just the wear and tear. I ran so many miles when I was young, now I have back problems. But did you smoke? Did you stress? Did you sleep well? What happened to your microbiome, your gut's microbiome? And like you said, the microbiomes have to speak to each other. Some strains are for weight loss, some strains are for immunity. But yours, what were your main targets with your strains?
So for me, for the product that I bring to the market, the 4 strains in the world that has been clinically tested and showed the biggest result is the 4 strains on gut repair, gut health, and then immune response.
Yes.
How are we supporting our immune system to be then stronger? Then there's secondary benefits like women's health, candida oral, that's why it's a powder that you put in your mouth. I believe your intestinal tract is starting in your mouth already.
It is.
Absolutely. So I don't have anything against capsules, but those bacteria will only start to wake up in the small intestines, and then you've lost quite a bit of your intestinal tract. It has benefits where it does bring down Staphylococcus mutans that cause tooth decay, fatty liver syndrome. But those are secondary benefits. The 4 strains has been intentionally selected for balancing the gut flora as well as
boosting the immune
system. Balancing the gut flora, what does that mean? When I'm struggling with constipation, when I'm struggling with diarrhea, bloatedness. When I know I'm going to eat something wrong this weekend, and I will have some wine and I will be a bit out of my routine, this product is just bringing that biosis. Because those type of foods will throw the balance up, and then there's a dysbiosis in the small intestine, and it just brings it all of a sudden back.
Let's bring that back to December and some lovely meals and Christmas and cake. And what are you been with? What is this important, especially now that we are going into December?
Yes.
And that is exactly that reason, to just bring back the balance as much as possible.
The product can be used chronically if our guts struggle to make those specific bacteria. But acute, when I had a pizza and say a glass of wine last night, and now tomorrow I want to get into my bikini and I feel bloated. So if we know this is going to happen, we can take it acute. Very important. First thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Half an hour after that, no interference in your oral microbiome.
No food, no drinks.
No brushing teeth, drinking water. So I normally put it next to my bed. Then we're just starting to get out of your sleep. Tear the sachet open, put it under your tongue, and
you're still going to be busy for half an hour before you eat the meal.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that. So December, if you want to fit into that bikini, if you want to feel comfortable in that bikini, this would be a great acute product to use as well.
And also for the kids, children younger than 5 years old can take half a sofa. So if they do have that diarrhea or stomach ache or things like that, it's the best. Before you thought you use anything other, give it a massage, and I will love it. It's a lovely apple taste.
Tastes great.
Tastes like candy.
It was lovely having you here today. And thank you for your time and for your incredible product.
My honor.
I'm excited to see the results.
Thank you, Dr. Shana.